Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Quick housekeeping. Check out the affiliate links in our description. Using them supports the show, and please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Today we will be covering OpenAI's launch of GPT 5.4 Turbo with a massive 2 million token context window, Anthropic's new Claude Ops Agent designed to handle autonomous DevOps workflows, Google bringing Gemini Live multimodal screen sharing into Workspace, and Nvidia unveiling its Blackwell B300 inference chip with a 30% reasoning boost. Let's get into it. On February 11th, OpenAI dropped GPT 5.4 Turbo into the API, and the headline number here is a 2 million token context window. That is double the 1 million token enterprise tier they previously offered. To put that in perspective, 2 million tokens is roughly the equivalent of 1,500 pages of dense text, so we are talking about entire codebases, full legal contract suites, or massive financial audit documents fitting inside a single prompt. Sam Altman posted on X shortly after the announcement saying, quote, "We're seeing customers push past 1 million tokens routinely, so we doubled it," end quote. Beyond the context expansion, OpenAI also cut input token pricing by about 18% compared to GPT 5.3 codecs. The new rates land at $2.40 per million input tokens and $7.50 per million output tokens on the enterprise tier. They also introduced what they are calling persistent memory threads in the Responses API, which basically let long-running agents maintain state across sessions without having to refeed the entire context every time. On the benchmark side, OpenAI is reporting a 6% improvement on SWE bench verified over GPT 5.3 Turbo, parity on MMLU, and a 9% gain on their internal long.QA evaluation. The model supports function calling, structured outputs, and parallel tool invocation. Microsoft confirmed Azure OpenAI availability within 24 hours. Early developer feedback on GitHub noted some higher latency when pushing toward the extreme end of that token range, but praised improved citation consistency and long document outputs. The Verge corroborated the details, citing enterprise customers already testing workflows north of 1.5 million tokens. For anyone working in compliance, legal review, genomics, or really any field that deals with enormous document sets, this is a meaningful step forward in what you can hand off to a model in a single pass. Now over to Anthropic, which on February 10th launched something called the Claude Ops Agent. This is a new autonomous mode built specifically for DevOps and cloud operations. It runs on the Claude Opus 4.6 backbone and integrates directly with AWS, Kubernetes, GitHub Actions, and Datadog. The idea is that when a production incident fires, the Ops Agent can trace through logs, analyze the issue, suggest a patch, and even create a pull request, all as a multi-step automated workflow. Crucially, Anthropic built in what they call human checkpoint gating, meaning the agent pauses before executing any changes in production and waits for a human to approve. Dario Amodei said during the press briefing, quote, "Claude can now trace a production issue from logs to fix, under supervision," end quote. In internal testing, Anthropic claims the agent achieved 38% faster incident remediation, which in DevOps terms means a significant reduction in mean time to resolution. The system is SOC2 Type 2 compliant with audit logs stored for 30 days by default, and pricing is aligned with the existing Opus 4.6 enterprise tier with no separate surcharge. Launch partners include Snowflake and Databricks, both running pilot deployments. On LinkedIn, a DevOps lead posting under the handle CloudOps, Jen wrote, quote, "If this works at scale, it replaces half our on-call playbooks," end quote. Reddit discussion in the DevOps subreddit showed cautious optimism, with some engineers raising valid questions about over-permissioned IAM roles and rollback reliability. This is a notable expansion for Anthropic because it pushes Claude beyond code generation and analysis into actual operational authority within production environments, putting it more directly in competition with GitHub Copilot's agent mode and OpenAI's Frontier platform. Moving to Google, which on February 11th began rolling out Gemini Live with multimodal screen sharing capabilities to Google Workspace users. This means Gemini can now see your screen in real time while you talk to it. So if you are working in Sheets and you have a broken nested formula, Gemini can visually identify the issue and walk you through fixing it live using voice. It works across docs, Sheets, and slides. The feature is powered by Gemini 3.2, their multimodal model, and it ingests screen content at 30 frames per second with on-device pre-processing to help with privacy. Aparna Pappu, VP of Google Workspace, wrote in the blog announcement, quote, "Gemini can now collaborate with you visually, not just textually," end quote. The rollout started in the US on February 11th, with global expansion planned within weeks. It is available to Workspace Enterprise Plus and AI Premium subscribers, which runs $30 per user per month. Admin controls are included for disabling visual capture entirely, and Google has promised HIPAA support later in 2026. Early user reactions were positive. One user on X wrote that it fixed a nested Sheets formula instantly. Google is citing a 22% reduction in document editing time from early trials. On Hacker News, developers debated whether the visual ingestion runs fully server-side or partially on-device, which is a fair question given the privacy stakes. This is a pretty direct move against Microsoft Copilot in the enterprise productivity space, and it turns the AI assistant into something that feels more like a real-time collaborator sitting next to you watching your screen. And finally, Nvidia announced the Blackwell B300 early on February 12th. This is an inference-optimized upgrade to the existing Blackwell line, and the key claim is a 30% improvement in reasoning token throughput compared to the B200. Jensen Huang explained during his morning briefing, quote, "Reasoning models need different silicon economics," end quote. The B300 is built on a refined version of the Blackwell Ultra architecture and features dynamic memory partitioning specifically designed for long context models. It comes in a 192GB HBM4E configuration option and is compatible with CUDA 13.2 and the Dynamo Inference runtime. What Nvidia is responding to here is a fundamental shift in how modern AI models work. Agent workloads, where models reason through multi-step problems, generate 4 to 6 times more reasoning tokens than traditional chat interactions. That means inference, not training, is increasingly where the compute cost piles up. Dylan Patel from SemiAnalysis summed it up on X saying, quote, "Inference is the new bottleneck," end quote. The B300 is sampling to hyperscalers now, with general availability expected in the second quarter of 2026. It is purpose-built for the kind of heavy reasoning workloads that models like Claude, the GPT 5 family, and Gemini 3 series demand, and it reflects Nvidia's bet that the infrastructure layer needs to evolve in lockstep with the capabilities these models are gaining.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.